Hi everyone, welcome back to day 5 of your yoga challenge. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being open to this challenge. Today is my favorite day. It is inversions. We're going to be going over key inversions that you are likely to see in a yoga class and doing a nice flow with them. Inversions are basically any pose where your heart is over your head, so I'm pretty sure all of us are familiar with headstand. It's probably the most common one. We will be coming into it, but don't worry if you're not comfortable coming into it. I will have other options for you to eventually prepare yourself when you are ready to get into this pose. There's many benefits of doing inversions aside from them being super fun and challenging. They are great for your core to strengthen them, great for your arms, great for your back. It improves your blood circulation, and it can also help energize you. Whenever you're ready, roll out your mat, play some music that's gonna pump you up, maybe light some incense, and we're gonna start off right away burning up the core, working on some core strengthening exercises. I'm sorry, you'll love me later, maybe not right now, but it'll be painless, I promise. Come to lying flat on your back, relax your arms beside your body, and we'll bring the legs up into an L, flex your feet. So we're bringing the legs high to low for about 15 rounds, incorporating your breath. I want you to hold your breath and tense up. Just breathe freely. Take your time. When you're ready, inhale, exhale. Lower as much as you can for 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. If your lower back feels uncomfortable, you can always slide your palms underneath. Exhale, lower 4. Squeeze your core. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. You got this. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Hold. All right. Squeeze your knees in. Roll side to side. That wasn't so bad. I know it wasn't because I just did it and I don't like doing abs. Roll up to a seated position a few times on the spine. Cross the ankles. Come into a tabletop. Going into our second core workout. We're going to extend the legs into a high plank, and we're doing knee crossovers. So right knee to left elbow, left knee to right elbow. Keep going. I'll tell you when to stop. Squeeze your core. Draw your shoulder blades away from one another. Go for 10 more. Don't let your hips sink in. I lost count. I think there's 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Lower down, child's pose. Hips towards your heels. Bring your hands back. Relax your shoulders. When you're ready, back into that tabletop, last core workout. Lower down to your forearms, shoulders over the elbows, and we're coming into a dolphin plank, also known as a forearm plank. So extend your legs back, try to keep those hips down, shoulder blades away from one another, and we're holding here, squeezing the core. Keep breathing. you're shaking and it's starting to burn, you can rock forward and back for a little bit of a distraction. I can't promise it's not going to add a challenge, but it'll help distract your mind a little bit. Lower the knees down. Sit the hips back. Allow the hands to follow. Child's pose. Roll up to a seated position over your heels. So I'm going to tie my hair here. If you have long hair, I suggest you do the same, just so it's not in your face. And I want you to do either a low ponytail or a low bun. Since we're going to be coming onto our heads, we don't want a top bun because that won't allow us to balance on the crown. So just give me 1 second if you're not dyeing your hair. Awesome. When you're ready, tabletop, bring those hips high, downward facing dog. Stretch the belly, stretch your core, press back, find movement through your legs in this first down dog. Maybe sway the head no, sway the head yes. Yes to being open to this challenge. Yes to facing our fears of being upside down. Find stillness for 1 breath. Inhale, gaze forward. Step the feet in between the hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to standing, arms out wide, palms together at the top. Exhale, relax the hands down, Tadasana, mountain pose. We're going to be doing 3 sun salutation A's. We did these in day 1 of your challenge. If you don't remember, I'll guide you through our first round and then try to do the last 2 rounds on your own. It doesn't matter if you mess up, if you get the order wrong. What matters is that you're trying. Mountain pose. Inhale, arms up overhead, sweep them high, straight line. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, long spine. Exhale, slide bend in the knees, step it back, high plank. Lower the knees down, belly to the ground, bend the elbows. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, pelvis off the ground, gaze forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high and back. Keep a slight bend in your knees if you need to, if your heels aren't quite reaching the mat. 2 breaths here. Inhale, lift the gaze, step it forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise to standing, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. And we're going to do 2 more rounds of that at your own pace, meeting me in a down dog in your last one. So we won't come forward to mountain in that last one. Inhale, sweep the arms high. So we won't come into mountain pose in that last one. We'll meet in down dog when you're ready. Meeting in down dog. If you're there already, 2 breaths. If you're not here yet, you have 5 breaths to make your way here. Two more breaths. We'll bend the knees and lower them gently to the floor, coming into a tabletop. So if you're not in your perfect alignment, find your way there. We want the hips to be over the knees, the shoulders to be over the wrists. And we're going to work on protracting and retracting the shoulder blades, just so we have an idea of how our shoulders should look in a headstand. So tabletop, find a neutral spine, gaze slightly in front of you. Now I want you to sink your chest down and allow your shoulder blades to come up towards your ears. And now press the mat away. Draw those shoulder blades away from your head. Inhale, lower them down, collapse. Exhale, press away. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press away. Do this 5 more times at your own pace, sinking your breath. When you're ready, find a neutral spine, untuck your toes if they aren't already, and then just sit back on your heels, swing your shoulders side to side, shake out the wrist, give yourself a little break, maybe make some shoulder circles. Nice work. So we're going to be coming into headstand Shirshasana. Now I know this pose can be intimidating, but I promise you it's not as hard as it looks. This was my first inversion when I started yoga, and it was a lot easier than I thought. You just need the correct alignment to get into it. Now I will give you the option of using the wall if you don't feel completely comfortable being in open air in case you do flip over. But it's also really important to practice falling because sometimes even I still fall with years of practice. So if you are using the wall, go ahead and face the wall right now, and I want you to keep a distance of one of your hands apart. So wherever you set up, bring your palm down, and where your wrist ends is where you're going to be. If you're doing it in open air and you feel comfortable, possibly flipping over, keep in mind to try to roll out of it or land in a back bend. You never want to slam flat on your back because you can injure yourself. So wherever you're at, we're going to take it step by step. You don't have to bring your legs up today. Just go as far as you're comfortable with. So I won't be using the wall just so I can demonstrate. First step, come into your tabletop, find that alignment. Lower yourself onto your forearms. We're going to interlace the hands here, creating a pyramid shape, a triangle here. Fingers are interlaced. And I just want you to work on that shoulder protraction and retraction. So allow your chest to collapse down. Bring yourself up. Exhale, collapse. Bring yourself up. One more. Collapse down. Inhale, up. So when you're up, when your shoulder blades are away from one another, pressing away from the ground, away from your ears, that's what you want. You never want your shoulders to collapse down because then you might lose balance and you can injure your neck that way. So always keep in mind, always be thinking, shoulders pressed away away from the ears. All right, let's come off the ground, shake the shoulders out because mine are burning right now. When you're ready, take it back, find your tabletop, lower down, find your pyramid, interlace your hands. Now we want to create kind of a bowl shape for the back of our head. So bring your palms together, and then we're going to spread them apart, kind of in this little bowl shape. I don't know if you can see that right there. So you want to have space for your head. Now we want to tuck the head in so our palms are supporting the back of our head. And we want to be directly on the crown. So if you do this, bring your palm to your hairline and then extend your head back. Where your knuckles meet, that's where you want to be supported. So pyramid, crown of the head down, flat on the ground. Protract your shoulders away from the ears. Tuck your toes in and lift your hips high. Awesome. If you're comfortable here, start walking your feet in as much as you can towards your elbow. Now walk it out. Inhale, walk the feet in. Keep pressing those shoulders away. Exhale, bring it back. 4 more times. Two more. It's okay if your shoulders are burning, if this is a new pose for you. If this isn't new for you and you already know how to get into headstand, go ahead and practice that for a few breaths. Right knees to the ground, release the hands and roll up, shake the shoulders out. Maybe turn your neck side to side, make some circles here. Beautiful. If you have a spine injury or you have severe spine problems, I'm going to ask that you don't do this. You consult your doctor before getting into a pose like this. If you have scoliosis, I know from personal experience, it's fine if it's mild. So we'll take a step further and actually get upside down right now. If you're not comfortable coming fully up today, that's fine. Just keep practicing what we just went over. Walk your feet in and out, close to your elbows, far from your elbows, and keep working on pressing your shoulders away. So find that alignment, tabletop, onto the forearms, pyramid, interlace your hands, create a bowl for the back of your head, crown to the ground, tuck the toes in, lift your hips high, walk the feet in. From here, we're gonna bend one knee in towards the glute, bring it down. Other knee in towards the glute, bring it down. Keep practicing that just a few times. And I know it might not feel like that, but your hips are almost over your shoulders. Awesome. So we never want to jump here. We want to use our core strength. When you're ready, bring one foot in. Using the core, start to bring the other knee in. Squeeze your core tight, shoulders away. If you feel comfortable, start extending your legs up towards the ceiling. If you're on the wall, you can always kick off and then come back up. Beautiful. Set your feet down. Bring it back. Child's pose. Relax your hands by your heels. Sway your hips side to side. Nice work. If you want to try that again, pause this video, try it, and then come back to the practice. Roll up. We'll come into a counter stretch, rabbit pose. Counter stretches are really important so we don't overwork our body, so we counteract that intense pose that we just did. So we'll bring the hands towards the heels. We're gonna tuck the forehead as close as it can come into the knees. Crown of the head is down. And then we're gonna lift the hips off the ground. So our spine is arched here. Tuck the lower belly in. And then roll back down. And you can roll into it a few times.
Decompress the neck here, decompress the spine. When you're ready, arms out in front of you, forehead to the ground, child's pose. Come forward, tabletop position, tuck the toes in, bring it back, downward facing dog. Dolphin pose, lower down onto your forearms, keep those hips high in your down dog, and keep your gaze in the center of the mat. Walk the feet in slightly. Option to stay here or start lifting the right leg high. Exhale. Lower down, left leg high. Exhale, lower down. 2 more times on each side. 1 more. Awesome. Knees to the ground. Bring it back. Child's pose. Next inhale, roll up to seated. Swing your hips off to one side, extend your legs long. So same here, small warning, if you have neck problems, I'm going to give you another variation that you can do. We're coming into shoulder stand, which is a pretty intense pose. So again, if you have neck, spine problems, just hold off and I'll give you a variation in a second. Bend your knees. And we're going to use our momentum to roll on and off the spine all the way until we get our feet back behind us. So I'm going to scoot my hips forward just so I don't hit my plant over there. When you're ready, roll on your spine and roll forward. Roll back. Roll forward. Each time sending your feet behind you a little further. Roll back. Roll further. When you have the momentum, set your feet behind you and bring your palms to your lower back. Shimmy out your shoulders, opening up the chest. And I want you to keep your gaze up towards the ceiling. Do not turn your neck. Toes are flexed. Plow pose. And when you're ready, if you're comfortable, extend your legs up, keeping them in line with the hips. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. If you're choosing not to come into shoulder stand, sway your hips over to the nearest wall, lay flat on your back, and then extend your legs up the wall. All right, so this is again going to improve the circulation in our body. If you're in that shoulder stand, bring your feet back behind you into plow pose. Relax your arms beside your body, vertebrae by vertebrae, as slow as you can. Start to roll yourself down, flat on the ground. Hug the knees into the chest. If you're on the wall and you want to stay a little longer, please do so, or meet us here when you're ready. Sway the knees side to side. Come into a spinal twist, arms in a cactus or a capital T. Drop your knees over to one side, gaze in the opposite direction. Inhale, knees to center. Drop them over to the other side. Gaze over your shoulder. Inhale. Use your core. Spine is flat on the ground. Hug your knees in. And extend your legs out. Relax your arms beside your body. Take up space. Shavasana, corpse resting pose. Close the eyes. Settle into this present moment. Allow your body to become heavy. Guide yourself back into your natural breath. Find stillness for a few moments. Receive the benefits of your practice. Receive everything you have learned. Come back into the body. Start to wake yourself up. Movement through your toes and your fingertips. Bring the arms up above, maybe a slight arch in the spine. Move in any way that feels good for you. When you're ready, roll onto the side of your body and press yourself up to a seated position. Eyes remain closed. Palms together in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra. Spine is long. Take a moment of gratitude towards your body for all that it's capable of doing without even having to try. Just seamlessly working day and night for you. And take a moment to send gratitude towards any emotion you've experienced, even if it was fear. To experience an emotion is to be alive, and that itself is a privilege. You weren't able to get into a pose you maybe wanted to get into today, that's okay. There's always 10 minutes from now, there's always tomorrow. You will get into it eventually. You have the skills, you have the foundation. When you are ready, it is ready for you. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice and joining our 7-day challenge. Together we bow. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in day 5 inversions of your challenge. I hope you enjoyed this practice. If you have any questions, any feedback, make sure to leave them in the comment box below. If this is your first time to my channel, make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this practice. If you'd like to further support this channel, make sure to check out the description down below where you can find my Patreon. There's different benefits, different membership options, and I would love to connect with you more on there. I will see you tomorrow for day 6 of our full vinyasa class. Hopefully you have all the tools to feel empowered and feel comfortable in tomorrow's practice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up day in and day out, for putting in the work. I will see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful rest of your day or night wherever you're at.